So, members, I'd like to take this moment as the last moment that I will address you as the quarterback of this team. When I was first elected 8 years ago, I stood where Mr. Price is seated now, and I indicated to all that were here that this presidency, that my presidency was not about me, that it was about we, that it was about us. And I indicated that it was time for us as a council to work together, recognizing that we could do more together and that it was time for us to sit at the grown-ups table and take our rightful place and become an equal partner in the running of this city. And I'm so proud of each and every one of you because that's exactly what we did. And we have become the most progressive city that Los Angeles, the most progressive city council that Los Angeles has ever seen, and one of the most progressive councils in this nation. I urge you to continue to seek radical change, because it's going to take radical change to correct the wrongs that history, that governments have done to individuals in this country, in particular people of color and people who were poor and individuals that were women. I indicated that the winds in this country blow from the west to the east, and that every city in this nation looks to us for leadership. I indicated that we were the beacon of light, beacon of hope, and with that comes an awesome responsibility to lead. And I am so proud because we have done that. We are a big city. We do big stuff. That's who we are, and that's how we roll. We must continue to lead the debate on health care for all, because it is a human right, not a fringe benefit. We must continue the debate about creating setbacks to protect our people from urban oil drilling. Your zip code should not dictate the length of your lifespan. We must continue this conversation on race, because it is important that one day either our children or grandchildren can live in a world where people are judged not based on the color of their skin, but based on their deeds and their actions. And we must creatively use all of our influence, all of our power, all of our ability to take people off the street and to place them into safe housing that provides them with the type of addiction and mental health treatment that they deserve. This is the body that can do that. I am so proud that we transition from one historic presidency, the first black man, I'm not saying African American, the first black man to ever be elected president of this Los Angeles City Council, and we transition into the first Latina ever elected to be president of this city council. From the son of a factory worker and a secretary to the daughter of immigrants, the daughter of a dishwasher. We have been through a lot together. We have been to funerals together. We have had the births of new babies, and we've seen relationships blossom. And what I want to do is just give a huge thank you to all of the people that make this possible. So to every city employee who has ever worked for the great city of Los Angeles, I thank you for your service. To the city attorney's office, to the city clerk's office, to Holly, to the CLA's office, to Sharon, the clerk, the CAO's office, the mayor's staff, our council staff. I want each and every one of you to know that you, not us, you are the glue that keeps this city together. You are the power behind these 15 seats. This council recognized early on, as did Mayor Eric Garcetti, that the best councils and most productive councils are the ones that have a great relationship with the mayor's office. And the mayor's office recognized that the best mayors have the best relationship with the city council. So we all put any differences aside and came together as one unit and one team. And I do believe, members, that history is going to be kind to us because of the creative, innovative things that we have done. And I'm just so proud that we have had a smooth transition from Mayor Garcetti to myself. Well, he was president to president, and now the new president, and that whatever we have needed, the mayor's office has engaged with us and has attempted to help us. And to the mayor and his staff, I will always be grateful for you. Now, maybe the Rams did not win the Super Bowl last year, but this council wins the Super Bowl every year that we have been together. To the members of this council, thank you. In fact, I'm looking around and I'm going to say Mr. Koretz and Mr. Price and maybe Mr. Krikorian. Remember Bob Hope. And he would always say thanks for the memories. So I want to thank each and every one of you for the memories. Because that's probably the most important thing that a human being collects in their life. I'll never forget. Nobody knows this because I was the only one there. The look on Mr. Krikorian's face when I said, hey, guess what? You got to run the budget. Huh? I will never forget the look on his face. And when me and Mr. Weezar came in here together as the new kids on the block, all of the roast that we were involved in, the close relationship and the love that I have for each and every one of you and Mr. Gilbert Cedillo, that we were able to have fun and have good times. Ms. Martinez, as a council president, the most important thing to me was to have members that I could count on. Members that would have my back. I pledge to you that for these next 10 months, that you'll be able to count on me, that I will have your back, and that I will be a good member, and I will not drive you crazy. Not mentioning any names. But one of my fondest memories, which some of you might remember, and it's funny sometimes, out of tragedy, there's humor. So I cannot remember what the incident was, but Mr. Krikorian, we had some of the Armenian priests here with their garb, and Mr. Krikorian knows that out of all the clergy in the world, when I see those guys, if they ask me to do anything, I'm going to do it. But we had representatives from clergy from all over, and we had a vigil outside about 7:30 at night. It was dark, and the wind kicked up. And we were all holding candles. And I looked down, in fact, and the candles had the little paper thing so that it protects you from the hot wax that's falling on your hand. And I looked down, and of course, there's Paul Koretz. His entire right hand was on fire. And I said, Paul, what the F, your hand is on? And Paul throws the thing down, stomps on it, and all of the priests, all of the pastors turn around, and we're like, do. Thank you all for the memories. The joy in Mike Bonin's face the day that he brought little Caleb home. And if you guys haven't had an opportunity to engage with Mike and his son, it is loving, but it is hilarious. And again, I will always be here if anybody wants some advice, if anybody needs some support. But I just wanted to let each and every one of you know that this has been the greatest time of my life, good times and bad, easy times and tough times. And this memory, the memories that I'm thanking each and every one of you for, will be memories that I will take to my grave. I am a much better person because of my association with each and every one of you. Lastly, I want to take a moment to thank the members of my staff. I will never forget years ago Wendy Gruhl coming to my district office and amazed that my staff works on Saturdays, that my staff works on Sundays. My clerical staff does not leave at 5 or 6 o'clock. They are the wind beneath my wings. They are the ones that keep me calm. And you guys think that, oh, Herb is not always like that. But they're the ones that keep me calm. And I appreciate all of the hard work, the loyalty, the commitment, and the way that you treat the constituents, because they are our bosses and the customers are always right, regardless of what they want. Like a guy who had mental issues who believed that freeway traffic created earthquakes. And he came in and demanded that we help him. And he felt that the only way we could stop earthquakes was to have flashing lights on the freeway. Now, a lot of staffs would have just discounted somebody like that. But you know what my staff did? They pitched in and bought 14 disposable cameras so he could go and stand on the overpass of the freeway, and he was happy as a clam. I want to thank you for being creative and going above and beyond. And my wife was here earlier today, Fabian. I thank her for her love. I thank her for her support during this very difficult time, because, Nuri, it's a lot of work. David Rue is going to call you every day at 11:30 and say, "Is it too late?" And I want to say, "Yeah, it's too late." But I didn't say that. Joe Buscaino is going to call you to give you what he believes is a great idea to get your advice, but he's already done it anyway. And I don't want to even describe the kind of phone calls you're going to get from Paul Koretz. And last thing, though. To work and watch the growth of my son, my youngest son, Justin, to watch him manage this council and to do 100 things at a time fills a father with such pride that you cannot describe. I love you, and I am so freaking proud of you. Would you give my son Justin a round? And I want to thank you and Alexis for my reason for living, my joy. Lincoln Alexander, or like I call him, Lincoln Alejandro Wesson. God bless you, members. Thank you for the memories. Thank you. Thank you all.